Hey, you guys, I'm coming back to talk about this alleged victim, the real estate tycoon that Nesto took advantage of. Got that lady for $250K. Nesto promised to elevate her image. However, he took her money and used it to buy his wife, Shirley Strawberry, co-host of the Steve Harvey Morning Show, a GWagon. Let's dive into the document. Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. Shout out to all my subscribers. Special shout out to all my members. Thanks for being a part of the foodie community. You're getting early access to some content, exclusive content, special shout outs, and member shorts. Check out the link in the description box to join. Let's get into the Gale portion of the document Will Wooten submitted that shows or tries to prove there was plenty of evidence obtained outside of the F-350 that will keep Nesto locked up for a long time. I will also go over the body cam. Special thanks to Pam Esquire, the Law Intellect. Please subscribe. All right, so as set forth below, almost all the evidence challenged by the defendant is admissible for one or more of the following reasons. Either one, the defendant has no standing to challenge the evidence. Two, the evidence was discovered prior to the seizure of the Ford F-350. Or three, the evidence would have inevitably been discovered independent of the seizure of the Ford F-350. Four, there's one more. The evidence was discovered after the seizure of the Ford F-350, but from an independent source. Or, number five, any taint was sufficiently attenuated by intervening circumstances. So let's move on to the next alleged victim, Gail Bickham. Mind you, some of the evidence related to Gail Bickham has to do with Erica King cooperating. Erica King was Nesto's co-defendant. She is now out on parole or probation or whatever. She's been out, so she's been rolled over on old Ernie. So let me read the document that provides the evidence against Ernesto as it relates to Gail Bickham and the number he did on this beautiful black woman. Victim Gail Bickham. The defendant appears to assert that certain evidence and testimony related to victim Gail Bickham should be suppressed if the court determines that the Ford F-350 was unlawfully seized. Defendant supplemental brief at 2. The defendant does not identify what specific evidence or testimony should be suppressed, but instead merely points out that a check from Wade Ford for $2,852 and invoices from the sale of the 2012 Mercedes-Benz GWagon were located inside the Ford F-350, and briefly summarizes an interview with Ms. Bickham conducted by police on October 13, 2022. More than 3 months after the search of the Ford F-350. It is unclear to the state whether the defendant's position is that only the check and invoices should be suppressed, all evidence and testimony related to Ms. Bickham should be suppressed, or something in between. Guys, this sounds like if they meet again, if they have another hearing to discuss this evidence suppression, it seems like another long day. Because Will is saying he's not clear on what Sean Hoover wants suppressed, even though, they have all bases covered. But aren't they going to have to, either the judge is going to have to read all of this ahead of time and come into the court prepared with the ruling, or they're going to have to discuss, okay, what exactly do you want suppressed, Sean Hoover, because you didn't state it in your response. All right, let me keep going. Out of an abundance of caution and to provide relevant factual background to the court, the state will assume that the defendant challenges all evidence and testimony related to Ms. Bickham. But for the reasons set forth below, the state submits that none of these items are subject to suppression, even if the court determines the Ford F-350 was illegally seized. Police conducted a lengthy interview with Ms. Bickham on October 13, 2022, during which she explained how she met the defendant in 2009 or 2010 and how he had attempted to entice her to enter into several business deals with him over the years. In June 2021, the defendant contacted Ms. Bickham and offered to help her develop her real estate business. Ms. Bickham believed that the defendant's offer was legitimate because he appeared to be connected to wealthy investors through his marriage to Shirley Strawberry. Ms. Bickham had recently purchased a 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLE class vehicle that was fully paid off. The defendant coerced Ms. Bickham into signing the title of the vehicle over to him so that he could sell or trade it in for another vehicle that he claimed would help her improve her image. Yeah, because this man walking around in tight, dirty AC/DC t-shirts has a wonderful image. On June 29, 2021, the defendant purchased a 1998 Prevost Royale vehicle using Ms. Bickham's funds after the defendant led her to believe the vehicle was being purchased for her business. Instead, the defendant registered the vehicle in his own business's name. 2 months later, on August 21st, 2021, the defendant traded in Ms. Bickham's GLE class vehicle and the 1998 Prevost Royale vehicle purchased using Ms. Bickham's funds for a 2002 Prevost Liberty vehicle without Ms. Bickham's knowledge or consent. The 2002 Prevost Liberty vehicle was also registered in the defendant's business's name. And it says here at the bottom of the footnote, the check and invoices are addressed in section 8 below. Approximately 1 year later, on June 30th, 2022, the defendant traded in the 2002 Prevost Liberty vehicle and another vehicle for a 2021 Mercedes-Benz G-Class vehicle, GWagon, at Wade Ford, again without Ms. Bickham's knowledge or consent. A year later, Ms. Bickham provided a large number of documents to police and to the state, including documentation of the various vehicle purchases and documentation of her communications with the defendant. Some of those communications demonstrate that Ms. Bickham made multiple demands to have her property returned throughout 2021 and 2022, and she indicated multiple times to the defendant that she would involve third parties if necessary. On October 13, 2021, Ms. Bickham stated to the defendant, "Will you be providing me with a car this evening?" October 13, 2021, you guys. "I cannot take this as a total loss and do nothing. You can either give me the title to that coach, give me money, or I will contact all parties who have received money and an asset from me to get all paperwork." See Exhibit I, text messages. On October 27, 2021, Ms. Bickham stated to the defendant, "Since you chose not to perform, return calls, or provide the check, I need an exact date on when you will return my money, or provide me with the title to that coach you purchased in Arizona and requested receipts." Let me see that. "I will not go out empty-handed or carry the horrible feeling of robbed at trust and mouth point." See Exhibit J, text messages. On October 28, 2021, Ms. Bickham stated to the defendant, "Since you refused to talk to me about my blank you have, there's nothing there, my you have, perhaps it's best to talk to someone you will listen to." ID. I don't know what ID means, y'all, but I guess that means it's somewhere else in this document. On December 28, 2021, Ms. Bickham stated to the defendant, "I want my money back. If you do not wish to handle this with me, then perhaps you will be willing to address it with someone else on my behalf." See Exhibit K, text messages. On January 4th, 2022, Ms. Bickham stated to the defendant, "Your profile is that of a scammer. You stole money and property from. It's called theft by taking. Dun, dun, dun. It's a form of fraud as you established oral agreements and refused to perform." But I'm sure Nesto already thinks he knows a way around everything she's saying. But let me carry on. "You believe you will get away with stealing from me and possibly a multitude of others. You won't." ID. Based on Ms. Bickham's voluntary interviews with police and the state, the large number of documents she provided to police and to the state, and many text messages sent by her to the defendant indicating she would pursue legal remedies, Ms. Bickham's cooperation with the prosecution is clearly voluntary, and there is no direct causal connection between any illegal police conduct and Ms. Bickham's willingness to participate in the prosecution and testify. Y'all remember Nesto told Sonya that, and he was referring to Ms. Bickham, that she didn't want her name in nothing. She didn't want anybody to know anything about what she was doing. So I guess he believed that was reason for her not to go snitch or not to get involved with law enforcement, even though she had done all this. She had texted him and told him exactly what she was going to do, but he was desperate. Moreover, the defendant's accomplice and co-defendant, Erica King, agreed to cooperate with the state in exchange for leniency in sentencing. The Queen of the South snitched, y'all. As part of that cooperation, Ms. King was required to proffer information to Roswell Police Department as part of its ongoing investigation. Of relevance to Ms. Bickham, Ms. King was interviewed several times and stated that the defendant had taken money from Ms. Bickham for the purchase of the GWagon. During an interview on April 11, 2023, the following exchange took place. Now, I don't know how Erica King knew that, but okay, let's listen, y'all. Detective Fields: why so many buses? What women have you met along the way? Miss King: that particular bus, that was an older bus, and I knew that someone wanted to buy the bus, and the defendant wanted $15,000. When he came back from California, he got a new bus. He told me he had a woman who bought the bus for cash. Gail Bickham, $250,000. She gave him, and he bought the bus with the money. She apologized for not believing in him, but they had something going on. Later in that same interview, the following exchange took place. Detective Fields: how do you think he got the GWagon for Shirley for her birthday? Miss King: I think he took money from Gail. He just told me he had gotten the money from her, but I don't know what form the money was in. In a subsequent interview on April 20th, 2023, the following exchange took place. Detective Fields: what happened to Gail's Mercedes? Miss King: I don't know. He said Gail had a GWagon. To my knowledge, she was working with him. He drove most places in the bus, so on the trip to Arizona, it was my understanding that they were all traveling on the bus, they being all the girls. What girls? I never met Gail. Everything, guys, this scares me. What girls? Was it Olivia Washington that said Nesto would tell her to pay the girls? Whew, okay. I never met Gail. Everything I know about Gail is from Nesto. She was giving him money because she felt bad about not believing in him before. Though police were aware of Miss Bickham prior to Miss King's interviews, had they not been aware of her, they would have learned about Miss Bickham through Miss King's cooperation. Miss King specifically stated multiple times that Miss Bickham had given the defendant large sums of money and indicated that the defendant had purchased a GWagon using money taken from Miss Bickham. Based on those statements alone, police inevitably would have contacted Miss Bickham and discovered her status as a victim. Well, what do y'all think? Y'all think all of that lines up to where them finding out about Miss Bickham had nothing to do with the F-350? Seriously, y'all let me know. As set forth above, nothing related to Ms. Bickham is subject to suppression. All evidence related to Ms. Bickham either was known or reported prior to the seizure of the Ford F-350, would have inevitably been discovered, was discovered from a source independent of the Ford F-350, or is sufficiently attenuated such that any taint is cured. All right, let's look at these exhibits. All right, y'all. Exhibit I. And Gail Bickham has Ernesto saved in her phone as Ernesto Buckhead scammer. This ninja is in a ritzy area of Atlanta, from what I've heard, in Buckhead, preying upon established black people, and ain't got a dime to his name, and think he really doing something by flipping vehicles. Flipping vehicles, changing VIN numbers, and then you go buy your wife, you go take all of somebody else's money just to buy your wife a GWagon that the whole world is going to see because she's Shirley Strawberry. That was a dumb move. Oh, that was a dumb move. But you know what? Knowing him and his pattern, he probably would have eventually convinced Shirley that either something was wrong with it, or he was going to make something wrong with it, or he was going to convince her that she needed something else. You know, if things got hot or something, y'all know he would have done something like that. Shirley was probably only going to be in that GWagon for a short amount of time until Nesto had to, you know, get rid of it or whatever. Like Bent Creek Manor, you know, the last home they stayed in before they got evicted. Nesto planted those bugs, those roaches, to make Shirley think it was unlivable because he wasn't paying the rent. All right, I digress. Let me move on. This is a conversation between Gail and Shirley. Gail and Nesto. I am still on the plane. I want land until something o'clock. I'm using an app now. So he's on an airplane, telling this lady he's on an airplane and he's using an app. Why you got to explain that you're using an app? Because you lying. You ain't on no goddamn plane. All right. Gail says, will you be providing me with the car this evening? I've waited all day. I've been very patient. I've made it clear what I'm facing. You have gone dark 30. I cannot take this as a total loss and do nothing. You can either give me the title to that coach, give me money, or I will contact all parties who have received money and an asset from me to get all paperwork. I do not fear you, and in the same way my problems are not of concern to you, no one else's problems are of concern to me. Ooh, she means Shirley. If you or whoever you know hunt me down to bring some form of harm to me, then so be it. But I will not accept you taking all that you have and not honoring your word or returning what you and your syndicate have taken. By the way, I do not believe you are out of town. Me neither, Gail. This is not what people who mean well do to good people who mean well. I have been financially harmed by you, and it has taken a horrible toll on me physically. Oh, Lord. Whew. I am being as rational and forthcoming as humanly possible in hopes that you will understand that business relations of any sort between you and I is not and will never be possible because you don't honor your word and follow through with your commitments made to Gail Bickham. If you do not have the money because you don't have that amount of money, tell me and that will be that for now. But if you have money and you're just refusing to return it after consistently demonstrating your inability to perform for whatever reason, this is not good, brother. This is not good. What if someone did this to your daughter? He wouldn't care. How would you feel? Even if they did it to Laverte, he wouldn't care. And if he did care, what was he going to do about it? All right, Exhibit J. So I guess she was picking out colors for another vehicle, and she has the pictures of the vehicle she sent him, and she says, colors I selected. Now this text is October 20th, 2021. He says, good morning, what is your schedule today? Then she says, greetings, I am open. He says, okay, do you know if you're getting your car today? If so, let me know. I need for you to drop that car off at Butler Tire in Buckhead, and I will pick you up. That's if you're getting your car today. Then she says, the car has not yet arrived. We'll need a car if you would like this one dropped off. He says, oh, it's okay. I'll make appointment, Lord Jesus, for to be done later today and tomorrow for the nail in the tire. Old nail in the tire trick, eh? Didn't Dion, quote unquote, have a flat tire when he was driving that F-350? When him and Shirley picked it up, Dion needed a ride. So he acted like he had a flat tire, so Shirley wouldn't even think about the F-350, even though she didn't want to drive it, but still. Conveniently, Dion had a flat, and then this lady has a nail in her tire. Am I right? All right, then on 2 days later, October 20th, 2021, 8:24 a.m., she says, greetings and good Friday to you. Have an amazingly productive and fruitful day. He says nothing. Next day at 11:48 a.m., greetings and good Saturday. Following up on meeting for the check. And then same day, 4:22 p.m., cutting out early, touching base with you. I don't see a response. 8:47 p.m., she says, are you able to meet up with me tomorrow around 7:30 or 8 p.m.? October 24th, 2021, which is the next day, she says, please call Gail. Thank you. Then she says, I will need the check tomorrow. October 24th, 2021, 6:44 p.m., she says, would be nice to see you today. And then 2 days later, October 26th, 1:12 p.m., checking on time to meet today. And then October 27th, there's some picture there. I don't know what that's a picture of. Let me see. October 27th. She says, happy Wednesday. These are all texts from her. He's not responding. Happy Wednesday. Today is a magnificent day, and all that is good is ours to be had. Doesn't she kind of sound like Shirley? Please let me know, because she's very positive. Please let me know when you will, I guess, be available. Thanks. And she says, if I don't hear from you today, I will choose to believe all of your actions over your words. Have a great day. October 27th, respectfully speaking, it's after 5 p.m. You indicated you would call back. And I believe their conversation started on, the 20th. The conversation started on 20th, so a week later, October 27th. You indicated you would call back. You indicated you would have a check for me in days, weeks, months ago, and I still have nothing in return from you. Since you choose not to perform, return calls, or provide the check, I need an exact date on when you will either return my money or provide me with the title to that coach you purchased in Arizona and requested receipts. This is all you, not me. I will not go out empty-handed or carry the horrible feeling of robbed at trust in mouth point. There is no robbery in fair exchange. We have no fair exchange of anything. Only you can resolve this matter. Best we handle it all between the two of us. On standby. Smiley face. I guess that's a smiley face. Then she says, the problem is not going to magically disappear. This is October 28, 9:44 a.m. Since you refuse to talk to me about perhaps it's best to talk to someone you will listen to. October 28th, 9:44 a.m. The problem is not going to, I'm sorry, I read that already. So after she says, perhaps it's best to talk to someone you will listen to, 8 days later, y'all, he says, you don't have to know. I don't know what that means. You don't have to know. Today's scripture, he hits her with a scripture. The Lord will work out his plans for my life, for your faithful love, O Lord, endures forever. Psalm 138:8, NLT. When Moses led the 2 million Israelites out of slavery into the desert and toward the promised land, I can imagine them asking him, what route are we going to take? Where are we going to get food and water? How will we protect ourselves? Moses answered, I don't know. Just because you don't know how something is going to work out doesn't mean God doesn't have a plan. Moses had such a trust in God that he was comfortable not knowing. He took one step of faith at a time. When you're trying to figure everything out and manipulate a solution, we're being God. It's very freeing when you learn this principle that it's okay to say, as Moses did, I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm at peace. You're taking yourself off the throne and putting God on the throne. Take the pressure off. You don't have to know. God knows. He will work out his plan and get you to where you're supposed to be. A prayer for today. Father, thank you that what lies ahead is unknown to me is well known to you. I choose to rely on your strength and your word to guide me step by step. I trust that you will go before me with your plan and get me to where I'm supposed to be. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, Nesto, she didn't give God her money and her vehicle. She gave it to you. She can trust God all she wants, and she doesn't have to trust you at all, but she gave you something and she's expecting something in return. So he's weaponizing God as he does with who? Shirley. Okay, so he's taking advantage of God-fearing and believers to have some type of gain. This is unbelievable. And my thing is, I don't mind trusting in God, or you, but you're not communicating. You can't respond. You're the when I talked to you last, you said we were going to meet up. That's what you said. So what happened? All right. Anyway, so then she says, October 28th, just seeing this, prayer is always good. However, I don't recall Moses breaking commitments. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Exhibit K. I don't know if that part is chopped off. Oh, okay. The gravity of your own golden rule, and I am certain you are not prepared. You can call or not call. You can make it right or not make it right, no matter what. When the year ends, the tipping point begins. You can trust yourself and keep doing what you're doing, or trust God and do what you know you should do. In this situation, the two are not the same. Then he says, I think this is, it's 2 months later. Good morning and Merry Christmas. Tell someone I really truly have faith in one day. Tell someone I really truly have faith in one day. You will understand the position and power you have. Only God can show you the path of your greatness. No man or woman can do that for you. So I speak only positive for the people I care about, and I care about you. Thank you for being in my life. Okay, was this a group text or something? Wow, y'all. Good morning and Merry Christmas. Tell someone I really truly have faith in one day. You will understand. What? Okay, anyway. 2 days later, she says, oh, Lord, December 27th, 4:51 p.m. Title, period, paperwork, period, or nothing, period. What is it? I'm clear on who and whose I am and the power vested in me. But all of that does not mean walk away from $250K in cash and assets. May God bless us both with every desire of goodness in our mind and hearts. This is my prayer for protection. So she turned the Lord right back on Nesto. Then she says, without a response of one of the three. December 28th, I want my money back. If you do not wish to handle this with me, then perhaps you will be willing to address it with someone else on my behalf. For a contract, including an oral contract, to be valid, it must have the three essential elements of an enforceable agreement: an offer, an acceptance of that offer, and consideration. When it comes to everything you did not do, all of the above have been established, or is theft by taking. You choose. What does it matter? This is Atlanta, and this is what scammers do. Girl, well, why did you give him anything? Why did you give him anything? So he didn't respond. I think he might have sent that little group text, on accident, like a dummy. He didn't have intentions on communicating back with her. January 4th, your profile is that of a scammer. You stole money and property from me, I guess. It's called theft by taking. It's a form of fraud as you establish oral agreements and refuse to perform. You believe you will get away with stealing from me and possibly a multitude of others. You won't. And there's something blocked out. He says January 6th, y'all, this is 3 months after he was supposed to follow through with something, a vehicle, money, something. Good afternoon. I'm just getting back. Getting back from where? I'm just getting back. Happy New Year to you. I see all the texts you sent me. Wow. I never knew you felt that way. It's okay. I forgive you. God has a plan for everybody in the world. Make sure you stop looking at so much TV. That is a negative energy. Have a great day. I won't be texting you anymore. You can call me with positive energy. I'm not taking any more negativity in my life. Believed it. He sounds like an utter retard. I mean, I would call. I wonder if she called him right after he said that. I would have called and said, positively speaking, I want my ish. You know what I'm saying? Man, please. Shirley wouldn't have been safe if this man had my money and my property. I'd be hunting Shirley down. And you know what? It is a blessing that Shirley didn't get her butt whipped. I don't know what kind of whole power, what kind of intimidation tactics this man successfully used, because we see some of it, but you know, with Chantel Hawker, who I did a video on, he threatened to, sue her for slander or whatever because she wanted her money. These women reached out to Shirley's social media. They were trying everything to get Nesto to do the right thing. But I can't say if it was me, but I'm just surprised somebody did not hunt Shirley down and whoop her behind their money. Shirley's lucky. Let me see. She says, you won't. I don't know. She says you won't. I don't know what that means. But anyway, January 6th. Good afternoon. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that already. January 7th. She says, thanks. Only the truth sets us free. Facts and numbers do not lie. $250,000 from me. $250,000 for you with absolutely no results. And yeah, Nesto, people just don't give someone $250,000 because the deal doors are performing. No. People don't just give someone $250,000 on a hope and a prayer without any expectation of any type of return. And she says, a businessman makes things right. A business scam does not. You created the reality, not me. Happy New Year, and may the truth set you free. Y'all think Gail Bickham wasn't going to make sure Nesto get some jail time after all this? Gail Bickham not no dummy. She may trust in the Lord, but she also trusts in the authorities. Then Big Nesto says, good afternoon. I tried to call you several times, but I think you're going effing crazy. So don't effing text me anymore. If you got something to say to me, call me. Don't threaten me or assume anything anymore because I know the effing truth. And if you want to play the games, come on with it. I'm ready for real. I don't run for anyone and I don't do anything to anybody. So stop with the BS. Like I said, if you're ready to play the game, let's go. I promise you I'm ready. Nesto, shut up. Shut up, Nesto. Shut up. See all these little tactics he's using. First he played it cool. I'm gonna meet you, blah, 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 to get this, get that. Then he chooses the God route, the godly route. That don't work. Then he says, hey, just be positive. I don't, hey, you bringing negativity to me. So don't call me no more. Then she lays the facts out there again, and here he go. Now he going crazy, dropping the F-bombs, trying to be threatening. Man, goodbye. With the law on your side, You don't need nothing else, Nesto. Nesto, as a black man, you don't have to do much to be in them handcuffs. You ain't got to do much to be in them handcuffs. And let me just read this part right here. The remaining items are not subject to suppression. The invoice from the sale of the Mercedes-Benz G550 vehicle was provided to the state by Miss Bickham, independent of the search of the Ford F-350. See Exhibit TT, Wade Ford invoice. The Hilton Hotel and Resorts Hotel Folio number 71114A. So remember, if you look at my other video or if you've seen it already, the items that Sonya gave Will Wooten, she provided him I think it's called a folio or foliage or something. It had a weird name, but I had stated that word meant like a leaflet or like a paper. And I said, maybe that's the hotel receipt. It was a short video I just put out with Sonya's evidence she provided. So for some reason, Sonya thinks this hotel receipt is relevant, but that's what it was. She turned in the Hilton Hotels and Resorts Hotel Folio number 71114A. It was provided to the state by side chick Sonya Durham, independent of the search of the Ford F-350. See Exhibit UU, Hilton Hotels Folio. And I don't know if these other ones have anything to do with Gail, but let me go to TT and UU exhibit. All right, TT, exhibit TT. Okay, so I believe this is the initial sale of Gail's Mercedes that she had turned over to Nesto for an upgrade. And as you see, the buyer, let me see. All right, so the buyer was Nesto Elite Private Security. Mercedes Benz truck G550 2021. Purchase price $189,000. I'm sorry, $189,165,000. Cash deal. Used 4.0 liter twin turbo engine with 2,333,000 miles on it. Wade Ford, 3860 South Cobb Drive in Smyrna, Georgia. And he got a check. He got a check for $2,852. Is that the check he was going to use to pay off the Ford F-350 that he claimed was already paid off? Exhibit UU is the hill. I really want to know, what's the significance of this receipt? What do y'all think? What's the significance of it, y'all? It says here, adult child 1. Okay, is he supposed to be proving that he was alone? Was it an alibi, a pre-planned alibi? Oh, I couldn't have done this and this because I was at the hotel all day, every day from 7/1 to 7/7. What if they were on a stakeout? What if Detective Fields and her partner were on a stakeout at the Hilton Hotel? It says he checked out at 1:43 p.m. What time was Nesto arrested, y'all? What time? That Negro was hiding out. That Negro was hiding out at the Hilton Hotel on Windward Parkway in Alpharetta, Georgia. Let me see what all this says. He spent $73 at the Hearth Lounge. So was he in the lounge making more business deals, y'all? Why do they be having so many taxes? Let me see. He spent $24 on market food. The room was $199. I'm gonna try to go down. Okay, so each night was $199. $44 more at the Hearth Lounge. $250 market beverage. $250 market food. That was his coffee and donut, or coffee and crackers. $38 more at the Hearth Lounge. What's the significance, y'all? All right, let's look at the body cam.
She is saying that we had probable cause before for the houses and all of that. That doesn't necessarily mean that we didn't have it before we got the car. He's trying to connect every piece of information to the car, which I think will be difficult to do. Let me take my phone.
There go the pimp. There go the big player. Look at the player. Big player. I didn't see them throw him on the ground. I didn't see them throw him on the ground, y'all. Hey, woo-woo. Hey, woo-woo. Woo-woo-woo-woo.
How are you today, sir? Good. Mr. Williams. How are you doing? Can you go ahead and turn around for me, sir? You're under arrest.
Mr. Williams.
There's a warrant for your arrest.
Yeah, yours. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, let me be quiet.
Mr. Williams. How are you doing? Can you go ahead and turn around for me, sir? You're under arrest. There's a warrant for your arrest. Yes, sir.
Did he say hold on? Did he say that? I'm not gonna rewind.
Yes, sir.
Bravo 1-1 custody.
I was about to first say lunch. Arrest. I got it on film now.
That's okay. I need to.
Nesto, they haven't done anything wrong. What is having it on film gonna do? They're filming it too. Ninja.
I was about to first say lunch. Arrest. I got it on film now.
That's okay. I need to. Sorry. I'm trying to fix it for you. Okay, can I fix it for you? Okay.
Please do.
Can you turn your hand up?
Nesto, untwist your wrist.
Twist your arms onto facing. There you go.
Nesto, you should have gave Gail her money back, Nesto.
Thank you.
Nesto, you should have boosted Melody Scretchen's social media image, Nesto.
It is. I know who you are. You're Ernest Williams. Okay. Ernesto's podcast. I know exactly who you are. And there's a warrant for you out of Roswell. There's a warrant for you out of South Fulton. Yes, sir.
Out of South Florida.
You heard correct. Roswell and South Fulton. Boo.
Just not. Turn around for me. Can you grab the for me?
I need to call my people that says so they can come get my stuff.
Okay, we'll definitely do that. We're gonna stop by the station first, okay?
Are you got my stuff?
Do you have where your keys at? Do you have the keys, Ivan? Okay.
This is what we do. First, did you call me and say I'm at the burn down? They come to get me.
Yes, I know it's an active one.
I promise you it's all one.
Yeah, it's out of warrant. We got one out of Roswell for you. It's an active warrant out of Roswell. For theft by deception. Okay? Yes, sir.
I don't know nobody.
I wants to hear Nesto try to understand why he's being arrested. Look at him. He just got done pimping out of the Hilton. All clean shaven and shit. Hold on.
Yes, I know it's an active one. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's out of warrant. We got one out of Roswell for you. It's an active warrant out of Roswell. For theft by deception. Okay? Yes, sir.
Roswell? I don't know nobody in Roswell. I don't know nobody in Roswell. Out of Roswell? I don't know nobody in Roswell.
Hold on, while you have that, I need to call Bill because he may want to hear me.
So I'm calling you at 3:32. And now do you remember that you and that other officer told him yes, what you was going to be calling him and something like that, bro?
I can't hear them that well. But it sounded like to me the Nesto was trying to get a clear understanding of why he was being arrested, or he was trying to trip them up, you know, get them caught up or whatever. But she had her facts straight. Look at the back of Nesto's head, y'all. Look at the back of Hoover's head. Hoover looked like he should have shaven a little bit closer.
I'll go in today and tag. I'll leave out. I went in to tag the interview with Cole the other day too.
Yeah, you need your gloves on.
So, where do you say it was? In this little bag? We'll just take that, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, your keys in there.
Y'all see Nesto's breakfast and lunch? His 2 cups of coffee. That's Nesto's breakfast and lunch, so he can keep that stomach flat for the ladies.
So the consoles?
Oh, yes, the keys. Leave them right there? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Just take that out and then I'll put that into evidence too. And then I guess, so I'm gonna search warrant for that car.
Yep.
100% need to search warrant on that car. Phones and those houses.
Stopping at 153. Now, you remember saying?
I'm guessing that's Doug behind him. Look at him. Nesto had on his little red tennis shoes, and he just walking around like he bird watching or some ish, knowing he about to get arrested. Ain't that crazy?
Warrant for your arrest.
Yeah, yours. Put your hands behind your back, nigga. Nipple. Wait, let Nesto get a Domino's pizza before he go in. Do him like y'all do the white folks. Let Nesto get him some Domino's before he go. Let's see him in the car, y'all. Ooh, look. Look, y'all. He like, ooh. At least says he was trying to somewhat match his shirt and shorts. Sitting up there with dang AC/DC shirt on, trying to look young. He was clean shaven, walking around the Hilton, y'all. I want to know what he did at the Hilton for a week. Sonya provided that receipt as evidence of something. I don't know what it's evidence of, but I don't know. I want to hear it one more time, y'all.
Do you have where your keys at? You have the keys, Ivan? Okay.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yes, I know it's an active one. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's out of warrant. We have one out of Roswell for you. It's an active warrant out of Roswell. For theft by deception. Okay? Yes, sir.
Roswell? I done stuff in other counties, but not Roswell.
It's an active warrant out of Roswell. For theft by deception. Okay? Yes, sir.
Slam. Close it though. I don't know nobody in Roswell. How do you know where everybody lived that you done deceived? How do you know where everyone lives that you've lied to, stole from, bamboozled, and hoodwinked? Shut your ass up. Close that door. All right, my foodies, this was fun. I'm on the road to 3,000 subscribers. So if you are watching and enjoyed this video, please hit the subscription button and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. I read the documents pertaining to the evidence that Will Wooten and the state of Georgia has against Ernesto Williams. Ernesto deserves his due process and a fair trial. If he goes to trial, it will not begin until at least June of 2025. So sit tight, Nesto. Don't stress yourself. Do some push-ups. Pray about it. Continue being the king that you are. Bye.